All right, boys, we are back. This time with the best righty-only lineup. If you haven't seen the lefty-only best lineup, that video will pop up here if you'd like to check that out and come back to this after. This lineup also is insane with a ton of power hitters, so let's get into it. Same as last time, I went through player statistics, compared and contrasted them, and came up with the best righty at each position. At leadoff, this was an easy choice. I have Bobby Witt Jr. He, of course, was the MVP runner-up in the AL. He led the majors in hits with 211. Slash line was 332. That average was also major league leading. OBP of 389 and slug of 588. Good for a 977 OPS and an OPS plus of 171. He hit 32 homers, 45 doubles, and had 109 RBIs and 31 steals. So he's the perfect combo of power and speed, and his speed is in the 100th percentile. So he's one of the fastest players in the league. What a ridiculous season he had in 2024. And now batting second in the lineup, the AL MVP, the home run king with 58 is Aaron Judge. He had an 11.7 offensive WAR. That's truly absurd. His numbers were pretty much historic. A 322 average, 458 on base, 701 slug. Unheard of, basically. The league average OPS is around 750. His one component was 701. He had 144 RBIs and an OPS of 1.159. His OPS plus was 223, 123% better than league average. So quite a 1-2 punch to start out our lineup here. Batting third, the designated hitter, I have Marcell Ozuna, another big power threat at the plate. He had a very good year, actually coming in fourth in NL MVP voting, as his slash line was 302, 278, and 546. Good for a 925 OPS. He had 39 homers and 104 RBIs. He absolutely crushes and hits for average, but it is odd since his high strikeout rate is 25%. Judge also had a 24.9 strikeout rate, and sometimes this comes with the territory of power hitters. I guess they really are the three true outcome type of hitters. Hitting in the cleanup spot, we have Brent Rooker, yet another big power hitter. He hit 39 dings, had 112 RBIs slash 293, 365, and 562, with that OPS adding up to 927. We can all bet once his free agency hits, he will not be an A anymore. The best part about watching some of his home runs is listening to the A's announcer watch them go a long ways.
Man, when he gets a hold of them, he sends it a long ways.
And watching no doubters have a chance of being a home run.
Is going to have a chance, and Brent Rooker with a long homer here.
But anyways, he makes for a great cleanup hitter. And batting behind him in the 5-hole, I had to take Vladdy Jr. at first base. He really had a great year, maybe one that went under the radar with some of the other batting talent in the AL, but he was sixth in MVP voting. He slashed 323, 396, 544, adding up to a 940 OPS on the season, hitting 30 homers and 103 ribbies. Another year like this, he will be looking at a pretty juicy free agent contract. I actually didn't see this as a very hard choice for this position. And batting sixth, playing second base, I have Ketel Marte, batting from the right side, of course. He did have a smaller sample size of at-bats on the right side, but he went pretty crazy with a 342 batting average, 401 on base, and a 679 slug with a 1.08 OPS and a 192 OPS plus. He had about half of his 95 RBIs as a righty and exactly half of his home runs with 18 from the right side. Historically, he is also better as a righty when looking at his statistics, so this is not really like an outlier, out of nowhere thing. Batting seventh in right field is Mookie Betts. Mookie is definitely an all-around great hitter, hits for both contact and power. The slash line was 289, 372, and 491, and 863 OPS. He hit 19 homers, walked more than he struck out, actually 61 walks to 57 strikeouts. He had 75 RBIs and 24 doubles. He did miss some time due to injury, so some of the stats could have been stronger had he played more games. At catcher and batting eighth, I went with William Contreras. He ended up finishing fifth in MVP voting in the NL, had 37 doubles, 23 homers, 92 RBIs, and the slash line was 281, 365, and 466. Adding the slugging on base, that landed him at a 831 OPS. He also had 78 walks, which is sneakily a lot, tied for seventh most in the majors, so a mixture of good plate discipline and getting pitched around. You know this is a really good lineup, and it's very stacked when he's batting eighth. And rounding out the best righty-only lineup, playing third is Manny Machado. He had 29 homers, 30 doubles, 105 RBIs, which is ninth in the majors. He batted 275, on base was 325, slugged 472 for an OPS just under 800 at 797. This landed him at a 120 OPS plus, which is solid, and he was the best performing righty third baseman offensively. Alright, so that is my best righty-only lineup. This lineup also smacks. Let me know which one you think is better, lefty or righty. Maybe I'll find a way to compare which is truly better through their statistics or possibly simulating games. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.